Owning a short-term rental near Disney can be a daunting task, one that you may not have the confidence to go through on your own. I actually recorded a call with one of my investor clients just a few nights ago, and I'd love to share the conversation. And I bet you have a lot of the same questions as they did. So take a listen. It might calm some of your fears, knowing that I've got the answers that you're looking for, and I'm going to hold your hand through the whole process. And as always, this information is on the house. So that's a fantastic question. I'm going to go back a little bit even further than what you had just asked, because Orlando's been doing short-term rentals for decades, long before what everyone refers to as Airbnb as a generic term. We're kind of built for this, right? We have communities that are specifically short-term rental resorts that are never going to be zoning changed, or you don't have to worry about regulations or the HOA changing their mind. So in that respect, Orlando's the #1 place in the world for vacationers, period. The majority of Orlando is in Orange County, which does not allow short-term rentals. There's a few, stipulations that you can work around for that, but as a rule, you can't be in Orange County, and that's where Universal is. So getting a short-term rental next to Universal, you're gonna get caught, and you have to decide if that's worth it, right? So everything that we have here is in a place called Four Corners. It's literally where 4 counties come together: Orange, Polk, Osceola, and Lake. Osceola is where the majority of your short-term rentals are going to be, and where all the great resorts are. There's a couple in Polk, a couple in Lake, but Osceola, most people know it as Kissimmee and Davenport. Those are the 2 big cities you're going to hear the most about. And within those areas, there's short-term rental approved, deed restricted communities that you want to be in. So as far as occupancy rates in Orlando, typically, pre-pandemic, we were shooting for 80%. Now we have a lot more units on board, so that number's come down a little bit. Now, if we're seeing 70%, that's a really good number. But of course, a lot of that has to do with you and how you manage. If you're self-managing, or if you're hiring a property manager, if you're in a resort that requires you to use their on-site property manager, and how good of a marketer are you? Is your house on Instagram? Does it have its own TikTok? Those kind of things really matter to help you stand out. So being in the right resort matters, being a good marketer matters, and how you manage the property, whether it's self-managed or use a property manager. All those things have to come into play. Yeah, so on properties, again, one of my first questions to you is going to be, how are you going to use it? Is your family going to come down here and make use of this property? Because then that matters to you and your family, how you're going to use it, how much space do you need? But ultimately, we're doing this to make money, right? Whether it's cash flow or appreciation, or maybe a little bit of both. Picking out the right property for you is of the utmost importance. So I'm going to say, if you're in one of the resort communities that I'm going to suggest to you, they all have pools. So if you have a single family house and you don't have a pool, you might as well not be in this business, because it's just, you're never going to get booked. And then there's a lot of nuances after that. How many bedrooms do you have? If you're going to be using a property manager, the property manager typically helps take care of that for you, as applying for a hotel motel license here in Orlando area. That's done at the county level, so you have to go get a permit. And it's very easy to do, but some places are going to require you to actually have someone local as a point of contact. And I have done that for my clients in the past, where if something happens to the property, the police or emergency people are going to call me, and I'm going to be the first one on site at that property. Property managers is one of the things that's going to potentially set you apart from everybody else. And of course, it comes at a cost, right? Typically, property managers in Orlando charge a fee based on the final booking amount, which can be anywhere from 15 to 25%. Some of those fees I've seen come down a little bit recently because they're trying to grow their business. But I would plan on 20%, and if it's a little bit less, good for you. If it's a little bit more, you may want to rethink some of that. But what I normally suggest is, if you've never done this before, and you're most likely doing this from another state or possibly even another country, is to budget for the property manager no matter what your plans are. Because at some point, if you think you can do it, you may change your mind, or your life may change. Something may happen where you don't have the time anymore. Now, if that number's already baked in, you'll be okay. Okay, so HOAs are a contention point for a lot of people that are coming here from another state or may have Airbnbs that are more unique. Sometimes it's a cabin in the woods, or just a very unique property somewhere, or maybe a campground and you're renting out tent space, and you don't have to deal with HOAs because that's more money in your pocket, right? So, but in Orlando, my suggestion is to seek out the HOA properties, because those are the resort style communities that have those protections in place, and that when people are coming here for the first time, they want to drive into a community and, oh my God, I want to feel like I'm on vacation. The palm trees and the pools and the golf courses, that excites them. And they get excited when they're driving in. So that's all part of the experience, but it does come at a cost. So although you do have to factor that in, most of them, if you're in a full-blown resort community, let's say ChampionsGate or Story Lake, things like that, you can plan on between $450 and $650 a month for those things. But you can also, now you back out your cable and internet, you back out your lawn care, you back out all the things that you get to provide your guests. An excellent choice. And again, most single family homes are going to already have a pool and a spa. When we get into townhomes, obviously a lot of those don't have pools, and the ones that do, they're more of a splash pool rather than something that you can swim in. Something for the kids to jump in and have a good time. But no one's doing laps at a townhouse pool, right? And then when you move into condos, you don't have pools at all. You have to rely on the community pool. So if you have a single family house, a pool is almost guaranteed, but a hot tub is not. A hot tub will get you more bookings, and that's proven through the data of the booking sites and the algorithms. We can show you that it's a single family home. It's going to have a garage, and that garage should be converted into something, whether it's a game room, a movie theater. I even have a customer that turned one into a putt-putt golf course inside the garage. So we don't use them for parking or storing things. We use them as more entertainment space. So the pool and the garage are must-haves. It's one of the only golf course communities out there that allows short-term rentals. There's only two others that I can think of. One is very high-end, and one is not low-end, but it's not on par with ChampionsGate. So if you want a golf course community, because that's important to you, or you think you might have clients that would pique their interest and help get your stay booked a little bit more, that's one of the reasons I picked ChampionsGate. So Story Lake is one of the newer communities, and it's very popular because it's a little bit more modern. It's got a little bit different feel to it. And it does have a residential side and a short-term side. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody's different. Everybody has a different set of needs. I'm gonna tailor my time and my effort to whatever you need. You may be in a different time zone, which is very typical for me to work with people that are out of state or out of country. I go see properties on your behalf, but all those things, there's a lot of nuances that we have to work through as far as what are the next steps. If you're truly ready to go, obviously I need to know, are you paying cash? Are you financing? Do you have a lender already? Are you gonna come here to view properties, or are you gonna rely on me to film them for you, maybe on FaceTime, or just shoot videos and send them to you? We can work on all that. And then the whole process from that point depends on the availability of the property. Reach out to me whenever it's convenient for you, because I'm available when you are. My contact information is in the description below. I'll guide you through every step of the process. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, all of this information is on the house.